Welcome to the Flex Forward podcast, where grit meets growth. With your host, Nick Espanet, bringing you stories of resilience, reinvention, and the real climb to success.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Flex Forward podcast. I'm blessed today to be joined by Ken and Phyllis Salverson. We've known each other for several years just through some investment real estate groups and have gotten to know them. They're a great couple. They're the light of the party when we have gatherings or networking events or our annual Christmas party that our real estate group puts together. They are great. I mean, they have a great story. They both were in corporate America for many years, and then Ken went out and went into more the IT world, and Phyllis went and worked for the government for a while. I'll let them give a little more detail on that. But then they've, along their journey, started looking at alternative investments. But they've had tremendous success, I think, in their careers and in everything they do. And they're a lovely couple. So, Ken and Phyllis, thank you for joining me. If you guys can give maybe a little more detail on what you've done in your work world and just your past experiences.
All right. Good to be with you, Nick. Thanks so much. This is our very first podcast.
All right.
So we're definitely a novice in that field, but we're always getting educated and growing. So we appreciate this opportunity. Phyllis, you want to talk about your background before we got into real estate?
Sure. I started out with a large corporation, Fortune 500 entity, and I was there about 10 and a half years, and I was in management at a high-level management position there. And when I left that company, I joined the United States government, and I spent 30 years there.
Wow.
I was a large corporation international tax law specialist, and I was mid-level management, and I had a nationwide staff that I managed. It was a quality assurance staff.
Oh, wonderful.
So that's my professional career background.
Awesome.
And then
Go ahead. Go ahead, Ken.
Likewise for me, I had a corporate career too, 2 or 3 different companies. Some of the careers were short, some were medium tenure, and others were fairly long. I went from IT into IT vendor management, network management, infrastructure management, contract management. And after doing those careers and retiring 2 or 3 times, I was searching for something else because Phyllis wasn't quite ready to retire yet. And that's when we kind of gravitated. I'd already tried my hand at stocks, and that didn't work. So I wanted something more resilient and hands-on, and that's what brought us into real estate investing. Of course, we're like many others. I picked up this book from a guy called Robert Kiyosaki, and Rich Dad Poor Dad, and it talked about a business and it talked about real estate, and that set me off. So we followed that book's advice and started getting educated, and we joined some real estate groups. This is, quite frankly, we started late in life, and we've been doing this now for 16 years.
And never too late to start. So that's awesome.
That's right. Our only wish is that we'd started earlier. But,
I'm the same way. I started in my mid 40s. So in looking down the real estate path. So you know what, it's very neat that the vast majority of the people I've talked to, that Rich Dad Poor Dad book has, really, it just shifts everybody's mind on how to think of money and get you out of your normal routine. So I would bet 65-75% of the people that I've had on the podcast have said that book changed their trajectory or their thought process on how to look at money. It's having money work for you instead of working for money. It's such an eye-opening, just a vision, just to have that thought process to jump out there. Well, it sounds like you guys have both been just tremendously successful in whatever you've applied yourself at. Is there something that you feel like sets you apart from, others that may not have climbed the corporate ladder or made those changes to move into other areas of work, but is there something that drove you more or helped you to kind of, and you did say that the rich dad poor dad, but what about something that helped move you up to a different level?
Well, one of the first things that I recognized I needed to do, or we recognized we needed to do, was get educated about real estate. I mean, real estate has a myriad of opportunities and investment, and they're all very different. So, um, getting educated was number one, and that meant surrounding ourselves with people that had more experience, um, finding a a mentor, which we didn't even know we needed until we started doing this. Um, but doing that allowed us to grow with um, people that already had experience, which allowed us to level up our experience quicker. And the first thing we did was hone in on exactly what kind of real estate we wanted to get involved in. I mean, you can do commercial, you can do single family, you can do multifamily, and you can do all
Office,
kinds of
medical, yeah, just
office.
all
Yeah,
kinds of things you.
yeah, and it just can overwhelm you. So we focused initially on just narrowing our scope and defining exactly what fit our what fit our needs and objectives. And pretty quickly, it took just a few months, but we did invest in that time so we could avoid a costly mistake. And we decided that right out of the gate, multifamily real estate investing was going to be our niche or our focus. And from that point forward, that's what we focused on. Um, Phyllis was still working, and I was retired many times, and so, but she was there shoulder to shoulder with me whenever she could be, and as often as she could be, going to network meetings, going to classes, getting educated, going on bus tours, and not bus tours at the time, because at the time we just drove around in our vehicles with some
Looked
other
at stuff.
investors, and we would go to properties and we would tour them and we would analyze them. But those were things that we built our skill sets ground up, brick by brick, like building a house.
That's awesome. It sounded like focus was kind of the key there. You guys figured out what you wanted and you got laser focus on it and you found somebody to teach you. That saying that you don't ever want to be the smartest one in the room. You want to get in a room that's going to bring you up. So you got around people that had experience and wisdom in those areas. And I think that's awesome. Now, be it multifamily real estate, any kind of real estate, or whatever your career path might be, finding somebody that's already had that, gone down that road and had some of the bumps and bruises that you can learn from them instead of you having to learn them. So that's awesome. Just getting really focused. So was there something in, not necessarily in the real estate world, but even before that, both of you or either one of you found that came easy to you, numbers or the writing or leading people, or at the same time something comes easy to you or something that was challenging?
Well, I think for us, and we've said this with other people, a team can do better than an individual. And an individual absolutely needs a team to succeed. And so we're the first line in our team, and we do a lot of things together. That's our focus, whether we're playing or whether we're in business, like the real estate business, we do it together. And I think if you can, um, develop your team and build them around you and 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 then partner and I mean, we're married, so we're obviously a natural partner, but in some marriages maybe somebody isn't there and you have to partner with somebody else, but having a partner to go through it with works, and we think married partners make one of the strongest
For
partnerships.
sure.
So,
That's awesome. Well, if someone was listening right now and wanted to get better at something, Can you share something that's helped you do that?
Well, the very first one was once we decided it was real estate and once we decided it was multifamily, we began to build that network and explore it. So I got out there because I had the most time and started researching LoopNet, started building relationships with brokers, joined a investment group, uh, uh, selected and stuck with a mentor, excuse me, and um,
Did some stuff with joined apartment investment
yeah, the
association.
the what Phyllis is talking about is besides that, I also reached out to a local apartment investing, the Apartment Association of the Greater Dallas area, uh, AAGD. They're associated with the Texas Apartment Association,
Okay.
and so that association allowed me to really broaden my view and learn about what property managers are supposed to do and learn some of the ins and outs of the business that we're going to get into. This is all before we got into it. But then we very quickly narrowed our scope, decided on a budget that we wanted to invest, and then we looked for properties that met that criteria and narrowed it down to three, along with the help of our mentor. Um, I decided which one I liked the best, and we went after it. And so basically, the lesson there is get educated, but don't get into analysis paralysis. You got to take action. And were we nervous about it? Yes, we were, because it was a big investment from our personal perspective. But we took that risk. We had a strong team around us, so we had confidence. We had confidence in ourselves that we could do it, and basically did the mechanics, present the offer, do some negotiation, which I had some background in with contract management.
Yeah.
But I also had a strong mentor. I had a strong broker I had been working with, and it was an exciting process. But we closed that deal within very quickly, relatively for deals, within 2 months.
That's
So
awesome. And it comes back to focus. I think you got in there, you researched what you wanted to do, narrowed it down, you leveraged your mentor to help you make some of those decisions that you may not have had, the wisdom of experience, but your broker, your mentor did. So that's awesome. So just again, focus and education. It sounds, kind of a common theme with what you guys have been able to achieve. So, you know, as we're wrapping up the interview, do you guys have any exciting plans or anything going on in the next 6 to 12 months?
well, what real estate has done for us is, besides the financial benefits, it's enabled us to make communities better through our investments, and then also make that money and allowed us to. We love to travel, so we take travel as a pleasure in life, especially our stage in life and seeing the world. So we'll travel internationally 1 year and domestic the next year, but it doesn't have to be that way. Sometimes we do both in the same year. And so we've got some plans to travel and visit family here in the States. Earlier this year, we took a trip to Spain and Portugal and Madeira Island. Really enjoyed that. Here shortly, we'll be traveling with our investment group, going to Tulum, Mexico.
Oh, awesome.
And so we're looking forward to that opportunity. Sometimes if you get out of the country and you're with a group of investors, it allows you to put that everyday stuff aside and expand your world within that group. And so we enjoy combining that with travel. So
that's awesome.
And of course, we live on a lake, so we're out on the water all the time and enjoy that every day. So
that's awesome. I'm actually, one of my daughters wants to go paddleboarding this afternoon, or this evening. So I think we're putting something together to go on the Trinity here in Fort Worth. You can rent paddle boards where the Clear Fork and West Fork come together. So we'll go down there and play around on the water. It's always that this time of year in Texas, if you want to be outside much, you need to be near water, right? Or in the water is
Yeah.
the best thing.
Absolutely.
Well, Ken and Phyllis, thank y'all so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Really have enjoyed getting to know you over the years. If anybody wanted to reach out and connect with you, what would be the best way for them to go about doing that?
Well, it's pretty simple, Nick. I'm Ken. That's Phyllis. And that's how you connect with us. And then you say at TLC
At TLC.com.
LLC.com.
Okay.
Tenant landlord.
TLCLLC.com. Awesome. And we'll put
Right.
that in the chat, in the information too about the podcast. So, because we'll have it on there.
Yeah, that's great. One of the things we really enjoy is sharing our experiences with people, and it always comes back double for us to do that.
For sure. Well, thank you guys very much. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for listening to the Flex Forward podcast. If you've got grit, growth, and a great story, visit flexforwardpodcast.com/guest to apply and join us on the show.